Keep on doing it and you'll feel a higher note coming out. Ah, and so on. And just keep on doing that and you will be amazed at the energy that you have after toning. And make it a daily part of your life and you'll feel good.
Thank you, Diane. Can you also tell me about this fascinating technique you use in your sound therapy called voice analysis?
Ah, yes, voice analysis. Well, perhaps I'll just quickly give you the background.
Please do.
Because I've been interested in voice analysis for a long time. I had an instinctive feeling that there were notes in people's voices that they were missing out on. And it came to me that when we have traumas and upsets in our lives, every level of our being tenses up and goes into a kind of stasis. And that includes our voice. And so we go on growing up and we forget the trauma usually, but we still carry these deficiencies with us, the tensed up stomach muscles or the fingers or toes tense, or the voice missing out on certain notes. And so I really wanted to find those notes. And I knew that there were some programs that you can buy for the computer, and they're very expensive programs. And then, that was some years ago, and then relatively recently in meditation, a voice told me that I didn't need to buy a computer program. It told me that I'm already quite an accomplished dowser, therefore I could dowse for the missing notes in people's voices. So I started to do that. And I use something called a shruti, an electronic shruti, which gives me a constant note, whichever note I choose.
How do you spell shruti?
Shruti, Indian word, S-H-R-U-T-I. It's like a drone, but you can have any note from the octave on it. And so having doused for somebody's missing note, I then sound that note back to them.
With what instrument?
With the shruti.
With the shruti.
So they're sitting, listening to this sound, and then I say to them, please try and match the sound that you're hearing by humming it. So they start to hum, and 9 times out of 10, within seconds, they are in floods of tears because they have remembered the trauma. It's an incredible way to get through to these emotional blockages. And then I play the bowls, the crystal bowls, on the same note. All this time I'm making a CD for them to take home with their note on, or maybe there are several notes that they're missing with those notes on.
And do they practice that at home?
Oh yes, please. They take the CD home and they play it as often as they can. And in fact every day I ask for it, more than once.
So it's a healing CD for them?
It's a healing CD. But first we need to deal with this energy that has come through, the tears that have come through. So at this point where the floods of tears have started, and they may tell me about the trauma or just have a feeling in their body, I ask where the feeling is, and then we work to heal that feeling, to transform that feeling into peace and harmony. An amazing process. It truly is an amazing process to watch it happen and to watch people's faces change as the process works as well. And I should add that it's very difficult for them to sound their missing note to start with. They usually say, when they hear that missing note on the shruti, they say, I can't get this, and then they'll sound, and it's completely different to what the shruti's sounding, so it's not the note. So I say, come down a bit, come down a bit, so they come down a bit. Oh, it really hurts to do this. I say, where is it hurting? Oh, it's really hurting in my stomach. My stomach feels all tight and tensed up. And I say, as if, and they say, it's as if my brother's football has just hit me in the stomach. And so we move on from there and we move into the healing process. You know, I've been a therapist for many, many years now, and I have a lot of tools in my tool bag, but I am so grateful to Great Spirit, to the energy that has taught me how to do this voice analysis, because it's really helped me enormously to get right in there to help people into that painful area so that they can climb back out of it and create balance and harmony in their lives, in their bodies.
So when people come to you for hypnotherapy, do you give them this sound healing, or do they specifically ask?
When people, well, it very much depends on what they come for.
Yes.
And I will explain what I feel intuitively is the right thing for them. I get a lot of help in my office, I should tell you. People already, there are my guides and helpers in the office. As people come in, the room is filled up because they've got their guides and helpers too.
Fascinating.
Yes.
So how much of your work now is sound healing as opposed to traditional hypnotherapy, or have you blended your hypnotherapy into a kind of sound healing hypno?
It's very much blended now. It's very rarely that I would just use hypnosis for, I mean, jokingly I always say that for 15 years I bored people into hypnosis simply by talking to them for half an hour in a low quiet voice, and finally they give up out of sheer boredom. They give up and go into hypnosis, whereas now with using sound they go into those altered states, into those lovely slower brain waves, into alpha and theta brain waves, quite spontaneously, just with the sound of the crystal bowls. And it's wonderful to see it, and it's so exciting.
Wonderful. Diane, what do you think sparked off the interest in sound healing over the last couple of years that it didn't happen 10, 20 years ago?
Well, it's been about 10, 12 years, and I say I've been a hypnotherapist for a long time, and I think Spirit had other ideas for me, wanted me to get into this area, and I don't remember the particulars of first getting interested in sound, although the didgeridoo was the first instrument that I played at that time. And I found it profoundly energizing for myself to listen to that sound. But, and I often say this on the talks that I give, in that moment of discovering how powerful sound is, it was really like falling in love.
Yes.
It was just falling in love with this amazing energy. And the harmonics, and of course colour as well, and the harmonics in colour, it's all the same energy. And we're finding out so much now at this exciting period. Humankind is at the most exciting time it's ever been in now, in this amazing wave of consciousness changing that's going on, and we're part of that. We're all light workers, we all need to take our share in the work that's going on, and we need to walk our talk as much as we possibly can as well. We need to be, our energy fields need to be giving out love and gentleness and kindness. This above all.
Thank you.